What is up, witches? It's Witch Angel Nakora, and welcome back to Midori's Adventure. In the last episode, I kind of lost my mind. I lost the developmental challenge, and, well, Midori had an idea. Let's just go ahead and get on into this. Let's see what Midori's idea is, shall we? It was a stupid idea, but at least she thought of something. Sometimes in movies, one character ended up dying or something like this. And to resuscitate this character, another character ended up doing something called CPR. And then boom! The character ended up coming back from the dead. Midori Grin was dumb, so she did not know that CPR was only used when someone was going into cardiac arrest. Oh boy. She thought that CPR could be used on anyone. I wouldn't say that. She also didn't know how to do CPR. And her idea was to do CPR. Her idea was to do CPR on Yandere Dev. Thinking of this, Midori ended up blushing so hard that her face looked like a tomato. Kind of like Jay whenever he does one of those try not to laugh challenges. Did you see the last one? He tried tried using a mouthful of water. Bad idea. Ruins your electronics. I just can't imagine you doing CPR on Yandere Dev. This is so awkward! Midori was still blushing while she was nervous, but then she tried to calm down and control herself. Then she sighed and said to herself, "Calm down, Midori. You need to do this to wake up Yandere Dev. He's not waking up, so something happened to him, so doing CPR might save him. Just breathe, Midori. Everything will be alright." Midori stood up. She got near Yandere Dev's bed and looked at him for a few seconds. "He's going to kill me if I do this, but whatever. Here goes nothing." Midori grew her and closed her eyes as she got near Yandere Dev's face and started the CPR. Looks more like she's trying to make out with him. The green-haired girl thought that she was doing it right, but she was doing it the wrong way. There's actually a wrong way to do CPR, and there's a right way to do CPR. Oh my gods. And because of this, Midori and Yandere Dev's lips were touching, and she was kissing him. See? Not how you do CPR, but this is more like how you try to get to first base. Midori didn't even want to open her eyes at that moment. And suddenly, someone slapped her and she fell on the ground, confused and scared. When she opened her eyes, oh, yikes. She saw Yandere Dev standing in front of her with an angry look on his face. Midori felt surprised and happy at the same time. She was thinking that if CPR worked and Yandere Dev woke up. I'm sorry, Midori, this is not a Disney movie. I'm sorry. Just no. Poor Midori, she was so innocent. Yandere Dev began to talk, and it was easily noticeable by hearing his voice that he was angry. "Midori Grin, what the hell were you doing right now? I am sleeping in peace and I suddenly wait to see you kissing me? What is wrong with you?" At that exact moment, Midori got confused. Was it just her, or did Yandere Dev saying that he was just sleeping? How in the world was he just sleeping? He didn't even wake up no matter how many times Midori tried to wake him up. Well, he could be a heavy sleeper. I mean, I'm a bit of a light sleeper myself, and I have to take medication to go to sleep, but it comes and goes. I wasn't kissing you. It was just CPR. I was trying to wake you up so I can make dinner for you, but you weren't waking up. Midori, for the love of God. I am a heavy sleeper. It's hard to wake me up. But you managed to wake me up by kissing me. This is disgusting. Hey, it's not like I wanted to do that. You had to wake up so you can eat dinner. You left me a big quantity of fruits and vegetables. I had to throw them in my trash can. I had to go to the kitchen and get other food for myself. And you still want to give me dinner? Midori was shocked after hearing what Yandere just said. Sorry, I'm a little jumbled up right now. He threw all the fruits and vegetables in his trash can? He didn't eat anything that Midori gave to him? Did he do this because of the mental breakdown or not? She didn't have the courage to ask, because she was feeling really bad for what he just said. I meant she, sorry. I said, this is really giving me feels. Once again, Midori was annoying the man. She had no intention of doing so. And she did this once again by forcing him to eat something he didn't want to eat, kissing him, and etc. She had only one thing to say to Yandere if she still believed that she could make him stop hating her. Yandere. I'm sorry for... Shut up. Leave me alone for one damn minute. Maybe have a mental breakdown. You annoy me every day. You're destroying Yandere's simulator, and etc. I'm tired of you. Leave me alone. After saying all these harsh words, Yandere laid back down in his bed once again. In a minute, he was sleeping again. And Midori was there on the ground, looking into Yandere, shocked with everything he said. The green-haired girl started to rethink about her whole life. Since she was a kid until she became 18 years old, everyone stayed away from her. No matter how many times she tried to help people or just have friends, everyone considered her as annoying, dumb, etc. Everyone in the world had a problem with her, even if she never did anything to them. And things got worse when Yandere started to make fun of her in his videos of Yandere's simulator. And Midori just wanted to fix all this, and to be loved by everyone. All by herself, she started to cry. She laid down on the ground and only looked to the roof. Why? Why does everyone have something against me? I'm just trying to help. Why do I have to live this life? Midori cried for the entire night, rethinking about her entire life. Midori grew and couldn't take this. She couldn't take all this anymore. She was suffering a lot. She even started wanting to die and even thought about killing herself. No, Midori, don't. Don't think this way, please. After all, no one cared about her. And even if she ended up dying, people would end up being happy. The girl was even trying to maintain her hope that she would make Yandere stop hating her and become her friend. But how would she maintain this hope if it was obvious that he didn't care about her? Until Midori decided something. Tomorrow she would develop Yandere's simulator once again, and for one last time, she would try and make Yandere see Midori differently. Because if he ended up realizing that Midori is a nice person, then other people would surely think the same thing. And little did Midori know that there was someone who likes Midori. However, even she didn't know who this person was. And soon enough, she would know who this person is. Oh, Midori. Sweet little Midori. I just want... If she was real, y'all, I would just hold her, cuddle her, and just make her feel wanted. Like everyone else in this world wants to feel, you know? Episode 2's over, and Episode 3 is named Kagakusha. If I remember correctly, that is the name of the science club leader at Akademi High coming in future builds. The day has barely begun and Midori has already woken up, and she was already developing Yandere's simulator. Hell, she even woke up before Yandere did. It was 7 a.m. and Midori was desperate. She hadn't said a single word since she got to Yandere's computer room. She was desperate to continue developing Yandere's simulator so she could prove to Yandere that she is a nice person, and with his help, Midori could stop being hated by everyone. This was her last chance. She couldn't fail this time. She had to prove to the world that Midori Gurren was a nice person, and she was only one step away of seeing if she could manage to do it or not. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. The first thing Midori does is to check Yandere's email like she does every day. When she opened his email box like yesterday, there were barely any new emails. Yandere's email box surely was something different when there wasn't over 9,000 emails from Midori. The green-haired girl stopped thinking about this as she opened up an email from a Yandere Simulator fan. After reading the email, Midori understood what it was about. A fan of Yandere Simulator was talking about how long Osana Najimi was taking to be included in the game, and how Yandere should finish her soon. At the same time, the fan called Yandere as lazy for not finishing her sooner. This was not the first time it happened to Yandere. Lots of people didn't understand how difficult it is to develop a game. No matter how many times he talked about why it's taking so long, no one would ever listen. However, even with all of this, Yandere always tried not to be rude about fans trying to rush him. He has more things to do than Osana. Trying to act patiently, Midori wrote a reply to the fan's email. She said to the fan that Yandere had other things to do other than Osana, such as optimizing the game, talking with volunteers, adding new features, and he also had to rest, since he has a life of his own. After reading the email, she sent it. Unfortunately, Midori did the right thing. If she wrote an email being rude to this fan, this could damage Yandere's reputation. Even if the fan was also rude, she couldn't act in the same way as the fan. Yay. After dealing with this email, Midori proceeded to read the other emails. There was only one more email left for her to read. But before she read the email, she thought of something. Midori Gurren knew that all of Osana's assets were ready. She knew that her animations were ready as well because Yandere said this in his YouTube videos. The only thing left was for her to be implemented into the game. With all this in mind, should Midori write a note for Yandere saying that he should focus more on Osana so that she could be finished in less time? If she was close to being finished, then all Yandere needed to do is focus more on her than anything else. Don't write it. After thinking for a little bit, Midori finally decided that she should not write a note for Yandere. After all, Yandere Simulator was his game, so he should be the one to decide whether he focused on something or not. Besides, he really did have other things to focus on, so he couldn't focus on Osana forever. And even if this sounded crazy, Midori was right. If she wrote the note for him, she would be forcing him to do something once again. She obviously shouldn't do this if she wanted Yandere to see her as a nice person. That means Midori made the right choice. Yay! After she dealt with this thought, Midori opened up the last email in Yandere's email box. This time it was from a volunteer. After the green-haired girl read the email, she understood what it was about. A volunteer was asking if they could get paid for helping Yandere with the game for 2 years. The person really needed money as fast as they could, so maybe Yandere could help them with this. Otherwise, if he wasn't paid, he would have to look for a job, and he wouldn't work as a volunteer anymore. Midori knew that Yandere won about 5K per month due to his Patreon, so maybe he could use a little bit of the money to pay a volunteer. However, Midori wasn't sure if Yandere actually paid a few of his volunteers. She thought that all of the 5K was going to be only for himself, but isn't that too much money? What's the possibility that he actually paid volunteers? The green-haired girl was afraid of saying that the volunteer would be paid, but accept the volunteer's request would be something really nice to do. Accept it. Feeling that this was the right thing to do, Midori decided to say yes to the volunteer's request. After this, she wrote a note in Yandere's computer saying that he should start paying a volunteer, as he wrote their name and etc. Even though she thought that this was the right thing, she was worried that she might pick the wrong choice. But fortunately, she didn't. Yandere didn't pay all of his volunteers, but he paid a few of them, such as the ones who have been working for him for a long time. After all, he couldn't keep the 5K he was receiving through Patreon all for himself. He had no problems in paying a few of the volunteers. Yay! Midori did want to continue development of Yandere Simulator now, since she had a lot more things to do. However, she has woken up too early to develop the game. Yandere would probably wake up in a few minutes, or he is already awake. Midori Gurren had to take care of him, and say that she's sorry for annoying him for all these days. And then she would truly try to change for him. Because if everyone, including Yandere, hated Midori for who she is, then she would change just by changing who she is. Oh, Midori. Oh, yikes. I know I failed the second one and I passed the first one, but this one here... Oh, boy. Yay! I did it! I did it good! I did it good! Congratulations, player, for passing through the hardest challenge of the game. Unfortunately, there are no more challenges left. Now, depending on how many challenges you won in the game besides the last one, you will get one of the 3 endings available in the game. But anyway, now it's time to see the rest of the story left to be told in the game. And now, it's time to wish good luck for Midori Gurren. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. Now, on days like this, every human would want a happy day for themselves. Most people on these days would hang out with their friends or with their family or with people they love. But of course, unfortunately, other people would end up having a bad day. Like Midori Gurren was going to have without even knowing. And this would not only be a bad day, but it's going to be the worst day of her life. At exactly 8 o'clock in the morning, the green-haired girl opened up the door to Yandere's bedroom really fast. She had to take care of him and say to him that she feels sorry for making his life worse. And she was afraid of hearing him saying that he wouldn't ever forgive Midori for everything that she did to him. This made her really nervous. What if it didn't work out in the end? What if she did something wrong? Midori Gurren was just asking herself lots of questions of what could happen. She tried to focus and walked into Yandere's bedroom. When she entered, the first thing she saw was that Yandere wasn't lying down on the bed. And he wasn't sitting on the bed playing on his Psycho Station 4. The man was only standing near the window, looking at the entire city through it. This was strange. Why was he not going crazy or something like that? Did his mental breakdown end? Was Yandere finally feeling better? As the girl thought about this, a smile appeared on her face. This means that it would be way easier to talk with Yandere now. Happily, Midori Gurren ran into Yandere's direction so she could talk with him. Yandere! Are you feeling better? Did your mental breakdown stop? When did you wake? Get out of my room, Midori. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for you. Leave me alone. Why was Yandere being so rude now? He didn't have a mental breakdown anymore, so what was going on? I don't know, guys, but we're going to find out in the next episode. Let me save it here, because I'm speechless. I'm full of feels, and guys, parts of this were kind of triggering for me, because the way Yandere was acting in this game is kind of scary, because in real life I have anxiety issues to where if someone yells at me like that, I freak out, I start crying, I feel like it's my fault. But this is a game, and I've got a special video for the end of this episode that I want you guys to really watch. I mean, it's a little heartbreaking, but it's got a powerful message, and I want you guys to watch it because it was talking about suicide, and it's a very serious topic. So please, don't click off it. Please, just watch it to the end of the episode, okay? This here really hit you, and it's just, that's all I'm gonna say, okay? I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta clear my mind. If you like this video, hit the like button faster so you can cast a spell in the face. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications to see what I'm uploading next time. I'll see you all soon. Mwah! Stay magical, my friends, and please keep on fighting.
Hey, and this is a post-game thing, and I wanted to tell you guys something. In Yandere Simulator, they tackle a lot of hard subjects. They tackle bullying, suicide, sorry, I'm suffering with a lot of allergies right now. They tackle a lot of other stuff like, let's see, well, basically bullying and suicide are like the two main things, but there's other things I just can't remember right now. And this episode of Midori's Adventure, it tackled that one subject because Midori said she just wanted to die, just like end up ending her life. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the way to go about life. It's not. I mean, I have dealt with depression and suicidal thoughts ever since my mom passed away in 2009, and I dealt with anxiety issues, self-harming, stuff like that. And I'm going to tell you guys a little story. In 2009, my mom passed away. She had sepsis and malnutrition because her gastric pouch they made for the gastric bypass was too small, about 1 ounce instead of 2. And when she was still a big woman, about 312 pounds, she was still beautiful. Like, she had all the right curves in all the right places. But she did this because the doctor said she wouldn't live to see 40. Basically, sort of bullied her into getting the surgery. However, she basically lost a lot of muscle tone and she got sick, like really bad sick. She stopped eating altogether because the gastric pouch wouldn't let her hold down food or even water or even her medicine. She just puked it back up. And over time, her, like, see how meaty and tough my arms are? Pure muscle. She lost all that. And my stepdad and I kept arguing with the doctor. And he said, she's fine, she's fine. Didn't even care if she ate, drank, walked. And even had her committed because he thought she was crazy. Had her pumped full of this medicine called Geodon. And it was so bad that when she was in what we call T North here in Paducah, over at Lourdes, she wouldn't even recognize her own daughter's face. She took one look at me and just was like, who are you? He basically bullied her, didn't care about her. Hell, my stepdad even threatened to throw him out the 5th-story window because he's being an ass. I apologize for all the clearing in my throat. I'm really choked up a lot. Anyway, it was bad enough that when we took her home, my grandmother at the time, when she was still alive, almost hit her with a cane because she couldn't walk. We tried everything to get her to walk. She's abused, technically, because of that. And abuse is another subject that Yandere Simulator deals with because it was speculated that Kakona's father was abusing her. Well, needless to say, that's when my anxiety really skyrocketed because I didn't want to see that. And because of her getting weak, she developed blackouts. And I had to help carry her to the bathroom, and she'd sit on the toilet, and her heart would give out, and she'd black out. I had to smack her on the face, tap her awake, and long story short, the doctor mainly assisted in her death. Doctor assisted suicide, basically. Because he bullied her into thinking she was still fat. She still had to lose 30 more pounds. She was bone on bone. She looked like a Holocaust victim. She looked like what you see in a textbook about the Holocaust. Her whole body was a skeleton, just covered with skin. Thanks to him, my mom was bullied. Made her think that she was still fat when she was trying to live. She made herself think that she was like too fat to even walk. All because the doctor made her think this, and the guy was a total dick. She looked me in the eyes one night before she really got bad and said, "I'm in pain. I'm in so much pain." I couldn't even touch her to rub her back or rub her legs or put her on the potty chair or even give her a hug. I'm sorry. But this doctor, he was an asshole. 8 other women, including her, she was the 8th one, died due to his malpractice. She basically committed suicide by not eating. Her body went into starvation mode and she became septic. She was so malnourished that even if I tried to get her to eat, she wouldn't eat it. I lost my mom to suicide. But I promised myself on her deathbed that I would not go the same route as her. I promised myself I wouldn't do it at all. I'm sorry if I look ugly on camera right now, guys, but I just can't handle it. And after I lost her, I developed PTSD because I lost her right in front of me. Her last words were, "I love you. Please take care of me." He is what we call my stepdad. And she took her last breath right in front of me, guys. Doctor-assisted suicide. It's disgusting. She was a beautiful woman. If she was still alive, I bet she would have loved all of you guys. And I'm here to tell you this. If you're feeling depressed and you just want to end your life, don't. You matter. You're beautiful. If you need to, go seek help. I mean, I am telling you from the bottom of my heart. Don't be like how my mom was treated. If you're depressed, or if you hurt yourself, or you feel like you're gonna kill yourself, don't do it. It's not worth it. You matter. You're beautiful. You are one of the millions of stars here on this planet that don't need to be burnt out right now. Take it from someone who suffers with PTSD, depression, suicidal thoughts, self-harming thoughts, anxiety issues, many days because of the many people have lost to either their own stupidity, to suicide, to health issues. If you need to, go seek advice from a counselor, a trauma center, a policeman, a doctor, someone you trust and someone you love. Maybe your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your best friend from down the road or whatever. Call them up. Get help. Seek advice or seek help from somebody. Put down the blade, put down the pills, step out of the road, drop that noose, put down the blade. Sorry, I'm trying to calm myself down. Put down whatever you're using to try to hurt yourself or kill yourself, because you shouldn't ever extinguish your own life, no matter what you think. If you think that someone's bullying you, and you know it's true, go talk to somebody about it. Stop that crap right in its tracks. Nip it in the bud. We don't need you hurting yourself. I am an advocate for LGBT rights, for suicide prevention, for getting rid of self-harming, for seeing that people are no longer abused for who they are. I'm against abuse. I'm against bullying. I'm against any kind of physical harm when it comes to somebody's life. If you're being bullied because you're gay, or you're lesbian, or bisexual, transgender, whatever, you shouldn't be. You are who you are. You love who you choose to love. If you're being bullied for your clothes, like I used to be, just tell them to shut up and then go find someone you could talk to about this. Life is worth living. You know why? Because life is truly a beautiful thing. Sure, a lot of crap may be going on in the world nowadays because, well, of issues I can't really talk about because it's just too gross for me to say, and there's a thing that constantly triggers me, and you guys know what it is. Pew. There's a clue. But I'm telling you this for your own good. If you feel this way, seek help or call a suicide hotline. In the description box below, I will be linking, I can't get the words out right now, I'll be linking you guys to multiple suicide hotlines, depending on where you're at. This link will show you the right number that you should call, depending on where you're at. Whether it's the UK, North America, South America, Asia, Australia, it'll have an entire, collection of suicide hotlines right there for you in case you really need them. And I desperately urge you guys to seek help if you are experiencing any of these. In the video today, Midori wanted to die because she felt unloved. But you know what? If she was real, I know what we'd all do. We'd all give her a big hug and tell her it'll be alright. That things will change. That things will pass. I'm sorry if I touched anyone's feels of my story, but it was basically my own run-in with a very personal issue. And, well, she was the most important person in my life, and there's not a day that goes by without missing her. She was the one who told me that I could be anything I wanted to be, and I became a Wiccan, I became a witch, I became a gamer, and I haven't turned back from it. So, please, if you're feeling this way, seek help. Your body will thank you for it in the long run, and so will your mind, and your friends, and even your family. Stay magical, my friends. And keep on fighting the good fight. It does get better.